Hey Lee, where did hamsters go for beer during Prohibition?
I'm gonna regret this. Where?
The squeak easy. Hamsters are on the loose in our preview of Hamsters versus Hippos.
Hamsters vs. Hippos is a light, press-your-luck game of tile flipping and point gathering, where the player who collects the most lotus flowers wins.
The playing area is made up of a grid of lily pad tiles that are turned upside down, and lotus flowers are placed on top of the center tiles.
The game is played over 4 rounds, with each player taking turns. On each player's turn, their hamster can take 2 actions.
Players must use their first turn to move onto a lily pad. Then they turn over the lily pad to reveal the action underneath.
For their second action, players can move their hamsters to a second lily pad, or they can remove their hamster from the play area, which permanently adds the lotus flowers to their points.
Some lily pads will have a lotus bonus, some will have an action, some will be empty, and some lily pads will have hippos.
If a player flips over a hippo, their hamster is immediately removed from the play area and they lose all their current lotus flowers.
If another player reveals a second hippo, all of the hamsters left in the play area will lose all of their lotus flowers and the round will end immediately.
Players continue taking turns until all hamsters are out of the play area, either by choice or eaten by hippos.
At the end of 4 rounds, the player with the most lotus flowers wins. We were given Hamsters vs. Hippos by Tin Robot Games so that we could do this preview video, so thank you Tin Robot Games. When you open the box, one of the first things that you'll notice is the cute artwork. So all the hamsters are super cute. On all the tiles, all the artwork's nice. The hippos have their own little personality. They look evil and menacing and ready to eat all the hamsters.
The theming of it is really cute. You know, you have the hamsters, you have these little hamster meeples that are printed on there. It seems pretty detailed. I kind of like that. The lotus flowers are these little cutout flowers too. So that's your little point trackers that you do. And then pretty much what you see is what you get. It's tiles and then you just flip it.
When you start playing the game, you realize it's a pretty simple game. You're just moving your hamster along the board. However, because it's press your luck, it is almost like gambling. And each time you go to move your hamster, you're like, should I? Shouldn't I? And then when you go on a tile, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take my second action and I'm gonna move to another tile. But which one? Because you can go in any direction. You can go left, right, diagonal, and you're looking at them and you're going, no, no.
And there's no real hint of where the hippos start. The very first 2 hippos can be, here's my first move, and then someone else moves and like, here's my first move. And then there goes round 1.
And that could be part of the strategy to the game as far as when you take your hamster out of the game, because you'd be like, all right, I have 3 flowers. Is that going to be enough to carry me as the game goes? Maybe I'll be a little conservative this first round and take it out and see if everybody else gets eaten and then you already have a lead. Or is 3 flowers not enough? But then as the game goes on and you're in the 4th round and you're like, well, I'm losing by 5, so I only have 2. I have to press my luck. So do I go here or do I go here?
I think there was one game where we had the 4 hippos and all of them were concentrated in this corner. And Juliana just happened to skirt right by them and all of us were just collecting points on the other end or in our own little quadrants. And she just happened to just avoid all the hippos. So it gets interesting because she could have got really unlucky.
And it's not just avoiding hippos, you're also trying to get the lily pads that have the bonuses. So if you got the dark purple lotus, that gives you 3 extra lotuses. Some of them will give you 2, some will give you 1. Even if you're behind, if there aren't that many lotuses left on top of the lily pads, you can still flip over a lily pad that doesn't have one and end up getting 3 lotus flowers. So there's still a way to get a lot of points. So even if you're far behind in one of the later rounds, if you're willing to press your luck, or if you are forced to press your luck at that point, you can come back. So you never really feel like you're out of it until you flip over that hippo. It's like, I can still win, I can still win, I can still, crap, it's a hippo.
There's one rule or mechanic that I kind of liked. If your hamster is going as you're flipping over these lily pads, if you end up getting trapped that you can't jump to another one to flip it because it's already been flipped, then you're trapped, you're dead.
Hamsters versus hippo, I didn't really get it. I know in the rule book and everything they say it's from the crazy dreams of James Freeman, and he came up with this, and I'm just wondering, like, do hamsters and hippos battle each other in nature? Like, is it like a hamster versus hippo, like, clash kind of thing? Where do you think the theming of this came from?
You know, we had this conversation when we were setting up, right? You know, each of us kind of said, hamsters and hippos, like, are they even found in the same habitat? Like, hold on, like how? And then we read a little bit, it's about a zoo and hamsters like get out of their enclosure. And then we were thinking about it more. We're like, wait a minute, what zoo has hippos and hamsters in it too? Like,
Overall, I'm going to say it's a fun game. It's a super light game that can be played by families, small kids. The rule book says 8 and up. It could probably even go a little bit younger than that because it really is just moving a player piece around the board and flipping over tiles. So I think that this will be fun for family game night.
What you see is what you get. You don't have so much reading. It's very luck based because you're just mixing it up and throwing it on there and putting some points on and just said, okay, go after those points. And if you hit the hippo, try next time. But if you want to keep pushing your luck, that's kind of what I like to do. I was just like, let's see how far I can go.
If you're interested in backing Hamsters versus Hippos or finding out more information, we'll have Kickstarter links and social media links to Tin Robot Games in our description below. And that was our preview of Hamsters versus Hippos.
What'd you think? Are you ready to take the leap and back it? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny.